We continue our season of plays on the subject of betrayal with a double bill from Bennett, exploring espionage and forgery. We begin in Moscow in 1958, where Guy Burgess is in exile.
When a man's in love with someone, he has got to overcome one obstacle that's always in the way. Finding words to pop the question gives him mental indigestion. Possibly you'll get me when I say
An Englishman Abroad.
Ooh, stole my heart away.
Stalin died in 1953. I was in Affairs of State at the time, a light comedy that had a decent run at the Cambridge. Stalin had had a decent run too, though I'd never been a fan of the old boy, even during the war, when he was all the rage. It wasn't so much the cult of personality that put me off. Being in the theatre, I'm no stranger to that. It was the moustache. One smiles, but more judgments than people care to admit are grounded in such trivialities. And when you're just a fool of an actress like me, you don't mind coming out with it.
Hearing that Stalin had died, one cheered up no end. It wasn't just that I was glad to see the back of the old bugger, though I was, but for the first time since I'd come to Moscow in 1951, I found I'd something to do. Death always means work for somebody, and one was suddenly very busy, reading the papers, monitoring news broadcasts, collating and analysing Western reactions to the Marshal's somewhat overdue departure. However, in no time at all they had him tucked in beside Lenin on Red Square, and life returned to what I had come to regard as normal, doing the Times crossword, the Statesman competition, reading Trollope and Jane Austen, a gentleman of leisure. Of course, the most accomplished exiles are, and always have been, the Russians. They're tutors in it, practically. So, in a sense, we'd come to the right place.
After Uncle Joe's death, they played with the understudies for a bit, then brought in a cast of unknowns in something called the Thaw. Soviet experts in the West, what nowadays would be called experienced Kremlin watchers, thought that this show was going to run and run, predicting, poor loves, that the Iron Curtain was about to go up and stay up. Ah, well. Still, there were repercussions even on me. When peace breaks out suddenly, as it did then, culture is first on the menu. Actors and musicians sent in ahead of the statesmen, like the infantry before the tanks. We had the Red Army Choir. They got the Stratford Memorial Theatre in Hamlet. Michael Redgrave was the eponymous prince, and notwithstanding I was scarcely 5 minutes older than he was, I played his mother.
What made it harder to bear was that no one, in what one couldn't help thinking of as the outside world, actually knew we were here. For the first few years of our sojourn, we were kept very much under wraps. No letters, no phone calls, meaning my colleague Maclean, with some diffidence. It's dispiriting to find oneself yoked permanently to someone who was never meant to be more than a travelling companion, besides having been a fellow travelling companion, of course. Now it was we, handcuffed together in the same personal pronoun. Quarantine or honeymoon, our period of probation ended when we were revealed to the world's press in Moscow in 1956. After that, though we never exactly hit the cocktail party circuit and still had to mind our P's and Q's, there was less, shall we say, skulking.
Dissolved to my dressing room in the Moscow Art Theatre one night after the performance. I'm sitting there applying the paint stripper when I hear a commotion next door. Suddenly Hamlet bursts in. Someone is being sick in his dressing room. Would I assist? Now, vomiting is not childbirth. If one is having a baby, a helping hand is not unwelcome. If one is having a puke, one is best left alone to get on with it, remembering always that nausea requires patience. One of the few lessons I've learned in life is that when one is sick, it is always in threes. Judging by the state of the carpet, this was a lesson this particular gentleman had yet to learn. When his face came out of the basin, I found I knew it, though not by name. The moment for introductions was long since past, and Redgrave did not make them. I cleaned the man up, noting that he was English, He was upper class and he was drunk. It was only later that night, when a note was slipped under my door at the hotel, that I found out he was also Guy Burgess. Bring a tape measure. Bring a tape measure?
A shelter from the stormy blast. It's open! And a eternal home. Hello.
The stairs!
I know, I'm sorry. Recover! What a splendid coat. Let me take it. Have a drink.
Oh, please.
I've just been tidying up.
One moment. My soap. This is my soap.
It is. Palm olive for that splendid schoolgirl complexion.
So it was you who took my cigarettes?
One wasn't well.
My scotch?
One should have asked.
You even took my face powder.
I know, one is such a coward. Still, you came. I thought you'd chuck. Cheers.
I nearly did. Seemed to have trekked halfway across Moscow. Is there something in the Communist Manifesto against taxis? One never sees any. And that woman on the door downstairs.
How did you get past her?
I gave her my lipstick.
Can't think what she'll do with it. I'm always struck by her pronounced resemblance to the late Ernest Bennett. They could be sisters.
Did you enjoy the play?
What play?
Our play, Hamlet.
Loved it. I like the look of Laertes. He goes rather well into tights.
That's what he thinks.
He looked as if he put a couple of King Edwards down there. That apart, of course, such a pleasure to hear the language so beautifully spoken.
I was told you were asleep.
No, one did have a tiny ziz. After all, one has seen it before. Are there still a couple of music hall comedians on the wireless called Nat Mills and Bobby?
I don't know them.
Their catchphrase was, well, why don't you get on with it? I always feel they would have come in handy in Hamlet. Still, the comrades lapped it up. But they do, of course. Culture. How do you like Moscow?
Loathe it, darling. I cannot understand what those three sisters were on about. Gives the play a very sinister slant.
At the flats, hardly luxury's lap, I'm afraid. Pigsty, in fact. I used to live in Jermyn Street. Tragic, you might think, but not really. That was a pigsty too. By their standards, it's quite commodious. Palatial, even. One is very lucky.
What is that smell?
Me, probably.
No, besides that. If it's our lunch, it's burning.
Oh, now, it might be. Oh, yes, it is. Oh, this was stew. One could salvage some of it.
Hardly.
Perhaps not. However, all is not lost. I managed to scrounge a couple of tomatoes this morning, and quite a talking point, a grapefruit. Shall we perch? I generally do.
Oh. Treats.
Tomato?
Yes, thank you.
Garlic?
No, thank you.
I love it. Oh. Yum, yum. Now, tell me all the gossip. Do you see Harold Nicholson?
I have seen him. I don't know him.
Oh, don't you? Nice man. What about Cyril Connolly?
I haven't run into him either.
Really? That must be quite difficult. He's everywhere. You know him, of course.
As a matter of fact, no.
Oh. One somehow remembers everyone knowing everyone else. Everyone I knew everyone else. Auden. Do you know him? Pope Hennessy?
The theatre's in a terrible state.
Is it?
3 plays closed on Shaftesbury Avenue in 1 week.
That's tragic. Some ballet on ice is coming here. The comrades are all agog. I'm rather old-fashioned about ice. I used to direct at Cambridge. You know, that's how I know your star, Mr. Redgrave. I directed him in Captain Brassbound's Conversion. It was an average production, but notable for a memorable performance by Arthur Marshall as Lady Cicely Wainfleet. Oh, happy days. One thinks back and wonders, did one miss one's way? What would have happened had one gone into the theatre? Nothing, I suppose.
Who knows? You might just have been Kenneth Tynan's cup of tea.
Oh, do you think so? Do you know him?
Slightly.
He happened after we came away. You're not eating your tomato?
I'm not hungry.
I am. Oh, God, this garlic is...
Do you see many people here?
Oh, yes, heaps of drums. You don't know what you're missing with this tomato.
There's your other half, I suppose.
What? Oh, yes, he'd taken up the balalaika. We played duet.
McLean?
No. Oh, no. Oh, McLean. Taking up the balalaika. No, McLean's not my friend. Oh, Ducky. Oh, no, not McLean. He's so unfunny. No jokes at all. Positively the last person one would have chosen if one had had the choice. And here we are, in this terrible tandem together. Debenham and Freebody, Cross and Blackwell, Auden and Isherwood, Burgess and McLean. Do you know Auden?
You asked me, no.
Sweet man. Oh, don't look, but a seed is inside my plate. People ask me if I have any regrets. The one regret I have is that before I came away I didn't get kitted out with a good set of national health nashers. Admirable as most things are in the Soviet Socialist Republic, the making of dentures is still in its infancy. Actually, there's no one in Moscow at all. It's like staying up in Cambridge for the long back. One makes do with whoever's around.
Me?
No, in any case. I asked you here for a reason. Did you bring a tape measure?
I did.
Good. I want you to measure me for some suits. From my tailor. I only have one suit. It's the one I came away in, and I've fallen down on that since then.
But I shan't know where to start. What measurements will he want?
Measure it all. He'll work it out. He's a nice man. Write the measurements down on this.
Won't your people here get you a suit?
What people?
The authorities.
Oh, yes. But have you seen them? Clothes have never been the comrade's strong point. Besides, I don't want to look like everybody else, do I? I seem to remember bending my arm like this.
Your arms can't have altered.
I never cared tuppence for clothes before. Round here, I think. I was kitted out in the traditional garb of my class. Black coat, striped trousers, pinstripe suit and tweeds for weekends. Shit order, of course. Always in shit order. But charm. I always had charm.
You still have charm, she said through clenched teeth.
But not here. Not for them. For charm one needs words. I have no words, and short of my clothes, no class. I am the Englishman.
Could you speak Russian?
I manage. McLean's learned it, naturally. Swat. I haven't. I ought to. Simply for the sex. Boys are quite thin on the ground here. I can't speak their language, and they can't speak mine, so when one does manage to get one, it soon palls. Sex needs language. Shoulders?
Well, at least you found a friend.
Talia? Yes? Except I'm not sure whether I've found him or been allotted him. I know what I've done to be given him, but what has he done to be given me? Am I a reward or a punishment? He plays the balalaika. I play the pianola. It's fun. He's an electrician with the ballet. Of course, he might be a policeman. If he is a policeman, he's a jolly good actor. Forster lived with a policeman, didn't he? You know him?
No.
Nice man. Getting on now, I suppose.
I feel I'm somewhat of a disappointment in the Friends department.
Leg, perhaps?
Nobody will believe me when I go home. What did you do in Moscow, darling? Nothing much. I measured Guy Burgess's inside leg.
I shouldn't think one's inside leg alters, do you? It's one of the immutables. The knee is such a distance from the main body, whereas the groin, as your honour knows, is upon the very curtain of the place.
Come again?
Tristram Shandy. Lovely book. Of course you wouldn't do that.
Do what?
Go round telling everybody. My people here wouldn't like that.
No?
No. A hat would be nice. I've written down the name of my hatters. And my bootmaker.
It's a trousseau.
Yes, for a shotgun wedding.
How do you know he won't say no, your tailor?
Why did he say no? It would be vulgar to say no.
Well, I'll see what I can do.
Oh, don't go yet. I don't want you to go yet. You mustn't go yet.
Can't we go somewhere? You could show me the sights.
In due course. But we can't go yet. I have to wait for a telephone call. When the telephone call comes, I'm permitted to leave.
Who from?
Oh, you know. My people. It's generally around 4.
That's another 2 hours.
Yes. What, then, is to be done, as Vladimir Ilyich almost said? I know. I can play you my record.
When a man's in love with someone, he has got to overcome one obstacle that's always in the way.
Good. By Jack Buchanan.
Yes.
Is he going?
Yes.
Did you ever come across him?
Yes. I did, actually. We nearly got married.
And?
He jilted me.
Small world. Still, it's a good record.
Dreams I know can never come true. Seems as though I'd ever be blue.
And so we sat there in that dreary flat all through that long afternoon, waiting for the telephone to ring. From time to time he played his record, and I had to listen to my ex-beau.
No one but you.
I was puzzled as to how he'd managed to get all his books there.
Someone sent them. A well-wisher. The desk belonged to Stendhal.
Did you have that in London?
Yes.
Couldn't the same person who sent you your books get you the suits?
No.
No?
No.
When I came into the flats, I noticed a boy sitting on the stairs playing chess.
Police. When I first came, I used to be shadowed by rather grand policemen. That was when I was a celebrity. Nowadays they just send the trainees. I wish I could lead them a dance. I can't think of a dance to lead them. Mind you, they're more conscientious than their English counterparts. All that last week, before we left, we were tailed. Maclean lived in Sussex, so on the Friday evening we went to Waterloo, dutifully followed by these 2 men in raincoats. They saw us as far as the barrier and then went home, on the very civilised principle, I suppose, that nothing happens at the weekend. The only reason we got away. Waterloo the same, is it?
Yes. What do you miss most?
Apart from the Reform Club, the streets of London, and occasionally the English countryside, the only thing I truly miss is gossip. The comrades, though splendid in every other respect, don't gossip in quite the same way we do, or about quite the same subject.
Pardon me for saying so, dear, but the comrades seem to me a sad disappointment in every department. There's no gossip, their clothes are terrible, and they can't make false teeth. What else is there?
The system. Only being English, you wouldn't be interested in that. My trouble is I lack what the English call character, by which they mean the power to refrain, appetite. The English never like that, do they? Unconcealed appetite for success, women, money, justice. Appetite makes them uncomfortable. What do people say about me in England?
They don't much anymore. I thought of you as a bit like Oscar Wilde.
Oh, no. No, he was a performer, and I was a performer, both vain, but I never pretended. If I wore a mask, it was to be exactly what I seemed, and I made no bones about politics. My analyses of situations, the précis I had to submit at the Foreign Office, were always Marxist, openly so, impeccably so. Nobody minded. It's only Guy, dear old Guy. Quite safe. If you don't wish to conform in one thing, you should conform in all the others. And in all the important things I did conform. How can he be a spy? He goes to my tailor. The average Englishman, you see, is not interested in ideas. You can say what you like about political theory and no one will listen. You could shove a slice of the Communist Manifesto in the Queen's speech and no one would turn a hair, least of all, I suspect, HMQ. Am I boring you?
It doesn't matter.
I'll think of 101 things to ask when you've gone. How is Cyril Connolly?
You've asked me that, I don't know.
You won't have come across Anthony Blunt, then?
No. Isn't he quite grand?
Very grand. That's art. Art is grand. Art and opera. It's the way to get on.
Is he nice?
Not particularly. Though nice is what you generally have to be, isn't it? Is he nice? Little England. Little music. Little art. Timid. Tasteful. Nice. But one loves it. Loves it. You see, I can say, I love London. I can say, I love England. But I can't say, I love my country. I don't know what that means. You watch cricket?
No. Anyway, it's changed.
Cricket?
London.
Why? I don't want it to change. Why does anybody want to change it? They've no business changing it, the fools. You should stop them changing it. Band together.
Listen, darling, I'm only an actress. Not a bright lady by your standards. I've never taken much interest in politics. If this is communism, I don't like it because it's dull. And the poor dears look so tired. But then Australia is dull, and that's not communism. And look at Leeds. Only it occurs to me that we've sat here all afternoon pretending that spying, which is what you did, darling, was just a minor social misdemeanour. No worse, and I'm sure in certain people's minds much better, than being caught in a public lavatory, the way gentlemen in my profession constantly are, and that it's just something one shouldn't mention, out of politeness, so that we won't be embarrassed. That's very English. We will pretend it hasn't happened because we are both civilised people. Well, I'm not English, and I'm not civilised. I'm Australian. I can't muster much morality, and outside Shakespeare the word treason to me means nothing. Only you pissed in our soup and we drank it. Very good. Doesn't affect me, darling. And I will order your suit and your hat and keep it under mine. Mum, not a word. But for one reason and one reason only, because I'm sorry for you. Now, in your book, in your real book, that probably adds my name to the list of all the other fools you've conned. But you're not conning me, darling. Pipe isn't fooling pussy. I know.
Pity. I was enjoying that. You spoiled the lady's big speech.
Да, спасибо.
Finished?
I just want to be told why.
Seemed the right thing to do at the time. And solitude, I suppose.
Solitude?
You have a secret, you're alone.
But you told people. You told several people.
No point in having a secret if you make a secret of it. Actually, the other thing you might get me is an Etonian tie. This one's on its last legs. Ah, Polya.
Здравствуйте.
This is Miss Browne. She's an actress from England.
How do you do? How are you?
Very good. Very good. If you give him an English cigarette, he'll be your friend for life. I think he'd like to look at the packet as well.
Oh, please, feel free.
Thank you. Чудесно.
Oh dear, sorry. No, give the lighter back, Tolia.
No, please.
No, really, you mustn't. He'll take anything. He's a real Queen Mary. But you wouldn't be able to order a suit for him, would you, off the peg? He looks so nice.
Anything.
Я хотел бы играть для нее.
Да? Со мной?
Конечно.
Tolia wants us to play you a tune. Let him. He'd be so pleased. Just 5 minutes. What do you think? Reward or punishment? Oh, very nice, Talia. Lovely.
When we left the flat, he took me to a church not far from where he lived. I've since been told that it was kept open just to indicate that there still were such places. The singing was very good. Apparently it was where the opera singers went to warm up for the evening's performance. As a rule, I don't have much time for men's tears. It's like blowing smoke rings. Crying is a facility some men have. And it wasn't as if there was anything particularly English about the service. It wasn't like church or school. And yet when I looked at him, the tears were rolling down his cheeks. He left me outside my hotel.
Something else you could do for me when you get back? Ring the old mum. Tell her I'm all right. Looking after myself. She's been here once. Loved it. Too frail now. I would come back to see her, but apparently it's not on. Still got to stand in the corner, I suppose. Let him never come back to us. There would be doubt, hesitation, and pain. Forced praise on our part, the glimmer of twilight. Never glad, confident morning again. Good old Browne. Goodbye. Do svidania.
I'd like to order some suits.
Certainly, madam.
You've made suits for the gentleman before, but he now lives abroad.
I see.
I took his measurements. I'm not sure they're the right ones.
Oh, yes. These are more than adequate. Could one know the gentleman's name?
Yes, Mr. Burgess.
We have two Mr. Burgesses. Take this to be Mr. Burgess G. One of our more colourful customers. Too little colour in our drab lives these days. Knowing Mr. Guy, he'll want a pinstripe, but a durable fabric. His suits were meant to take a good deal of punishment. I hope they've stood him in good stead.
Yes, they have indeed.
I'm glad to hear it. Always getting into scrapes, Mr. Guy. And your name is...
Browne.
There's no need for discretion here, madam.
Truly.
My apologies.
And mum's the word.
Oh, madam. Mum is always the word here. Moscow or Maidenhead, mum is always the word.
And so it was with all the shops I went into, scarcely an eyebrow raised. When the parcels arrived, he wrote to me. The letter dated 11th April 1958, Easter Sunday, to which he adds, "A very suitable day to be writing to you, since I also was born on it, to the later horror of the establishment of the country concerned."
I really find it hard to know how to thank you properly. Everything fits. No need for any alterations at all. Thank you. Thank you. One more thing. What I really need, the only thing more, is pyjamas. Russian ones can't be slept in, are not, in fact, made for the purpose. What I would like, if you can find it, is 4 pairs of white or off-white pyjamas.
If you could take a seat, madam, I'll just check.
4 pairs, quite plain, and only those 2 colours. Then at last my outfit will be complete, and I shall look like a real agent again. Then I shall look like a real gent again.
I'm afraid, madam, that the gentleman in question no longer has an account with us. His account was closed.
I know. He wishes to open it again.
I'm afraid that's not possible.
Why?
Well, we supply pyjamas to the royal family.
So?
The gentleman is a traitor, madam.
So? Must traitors sleep in the buff?
I'm sorry. We have to draw the line somewhere.
Was there why here? Say someone commits adultery in your precious nightwear. I imagine it has occurred. What happens when he comes in to order his next pair of Jim Jams? Is it sorry, no can do?
I'm very sorry.
You keep saying you're sorry, dear. You were quite happy to satisfy this client when he was one of the most notorious buggers in London, and a drunkard into the bargain. Only then he was in the Foreign Office. Red piping on the sleeve, Mr. Burgess, but of course. A discreet monogram on the pocket, Mr. Burgess, certainly. And perhaps if you'd be gracious enough to lower your trousers, Mr. Burgess, we could be privileged enough to thrust our tongue between the cheeks of your arse. But not any more, oh no, because the gentleman in question has shown himself to have some principles. Principles which aren't yours, and as a matter of interest aren't mine. But that's it as far as you're concerned. No more jammers for him. I tell you, it's pricks like you that make me understand why you went. Thank Christ I'm not English.
As a matter of fact, madam, our firm isn't English either.
Oh, what is it?
Hungarian.
Oh, I said, and thinking of the tanks going into Budapest a year or two before, wished I hadn't made such a fuss. So I went down the street to Simpson's and got him some pyjamas there. Guy wrote to thank me and sent me a cheque for £6 to treat myself to supper at the Caprice, which one could, of course, in those days. In those days. Anyway, that was the last I heard of him. He never did come back, of course, dying in 1963. Heart attack. This comedy I was in at the Cambridge Affairs of State, I played the wife of an elderly statesman. Your friends were great men in their time, I had to say. Only those who've managed to stay alive can now hardly manage to stay awake. And that, of course, would have been the solution for Burgess, to live on to a great age. Had he been living now, he would have been welcomed back with open arms, just as Moseley was a few years back. He could have written his memoirs, gone on all the chat shows, done Desert Island Discs, played his Jack Buchanan record again. In England, you see, age wipes the slate clean. If you live to be 90 in England and can still eat a boiled egg, they think you deserve the Nobel Prize.
Oh, he might have been a Russian, a French or Turk or Prussian, or perhaps Italian, or perhaps Italian. But in spite of all temptations to belong to other nations, he remains an Englishman. He remains an Englishman.
At supper one night, after a showing of the film of this story in 1983, I met Lord Harlech, who, as David Ormsby Core, had been Minister of State at the Foreign Office at the time Burgess was wanting to come back and see his mother. The Foreign Office and the security services were in a blue funk, apparently. All the threats of prosecution that were conveyed to Burgess were pure bluff. Harlech said there was nothing it would have been safe to charge him with. Egg on too many faces, I suppose. And what about the others, I said. What others, he said. I said I'd heard there were others. But he just smiled.